Hey.
Here we go. Let me just make sure I get the right one. Yep. Alrighty. Welcome to episode 24, I believe. Let me double check that. Yes, 24
Hey.
of the J4U Podcast. Here we are. We're back at the digital set just temporarily for this episode, but it kind of works just because now...
I'll get into that why. I'll get into that why.
You're the only part of the reason, so don't worry about it. Let me actually take off the spoiler tag. Didn't see that before we got started, but let me just... Boop. Don't need to have
tag
spoilers.
stuff.
Yeah, that was... Anyway. But, yeah, we're joined by Luke this episode. Oh, that's right. That's why I didn't notice it. I'm on the wrong one. Hold on. There we go. Now it's all gone and all set. Perfect. Oopsie, pretend that didn't happen. But, yeah, here we are.
Yep, it is episode 24 of the J4U Podcast.
Can you believe we have 24 episodes of the podcast?
I know, right? It's been a lot of episodes. I've been putting them out and been doing good with them.
Yeah, I want to say your first episode was 2, correct?
Yeah, 2. That was the second one was the first one.
Hey, Megan, how are you doing? Nice to see you. We haven't talked in a long time, so I'm glad that you're watching the stream. Hey, Caden.
Megan Carpenter. Are you related to John Carpenter in any way?
No, you know her because it's our Megan.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't realize. I was like, there's a lot of Megans.
Let me double check. I know she watches our videos, and I want to say that's her. So, because I remember, Anyway,
I'm sorry, Megan.
But anyway, and yes, Caden, that's one of the things that we'll be talking about. Probably the thing I'm most excited that we're talking about, the Obiwan movie. But we'll get on with that a little bit later. First off, we have to get over with our normal intro, which I have a couple things to say, and then Luke has a story that I heard a little glimpse of that I'm very excited to hear more of. So,
yeah.
But anyway, the first thing I want to talk about is this was a great week for us streaming-wise.
Well, I saw some of the streams that you guys were doing. That they've been really successful, actually.
Yeah, we did. I want to say 4 streams: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yep, 4 streams. Thursday I was going to do one, but I couldn't. I had a dinner/ribbon cutting ceremony to go to, which was super cool because I was actually invited to go. It wasn't just like, hey, this is going on. They were like, hey, you want to come? And I was like, okay. So I went to that. I got to meet our local mayor, which is cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say, didn't you get to meet the mayor? It's like I saw that on Twitter. That's dope as hell.
So that was really awesome. So, then Fridays are the one day that I am kind of meh on streaming just because I got a lot going on Fridays. So Fridays I'm gonna consider the extra day of streaming. If we put out a stream on Saturday, that's a bonus, and if not, then don't expect one. So I think I had one other thing, but Luke, before we really get into that, tell us about your story.
Oh, okay. So yesterday I went to go see a movie called Logan Lucky at like a nearby theater because I had some interest in seeing it, and I went there, saw the movie, went back to my car, only to find that I left my keys in the ignition and locked myself out of my own car.
In the ignition?
It wasn't on, luckily.
I know, but
it was.
You didn't even take it out
of the ignition. I guess I completely forgot about that, and that did happen. Though to be honest, I'm kind of not surprised considering I've forgotten to lock my doors like more than once, at least 5 times so far in my driving history.
I mean,
but
I've been driving for a while now, and I've heard people have those times like, oh yeah, I did that, basically what you're describing. But that's, I mean, knock on wood, because the closest I can remember is when I was early on driving, I did leave it in the ignition, but I didn't even leave the car. I opened my door and went, oh yeah, I should probably grab this. That's the closest I've ever come.
And so after that, I, out of just sheer depression, just walked to the closest In-N-Out burger, bought a burger, came back, and then called my car's insurance agency or whatever. I was like, hey, or I don't know the specifics of it because I'm still none of this makes any sense to me because I'm a little baby comes to driving kind of thing. So yeah, I called roadside assistance. I was like, please, I need some help. And so for about an hour, I was, specifying my insurance information and all my, what's your date of birth? Are you a guy or a girl? And all that stuff for about an hour, only to finally
Apache
end
helicopter?
up with, I'm, are you an Apache helicopter? Only to end off with, I'm sorry, but your car is not covered, but your mom will go pick you up. And I was like, oh, okay.
What you just described was In-N-Out Burger, by the way, before we get too far away from that, is literally the relationship I have with McDonald's. If I'm going to McDonald's, It's been a rough day. That's how that works. With that said, I've been to McDonald's twice this week, but we're going to ignore that statement for right now, but that's literally my feelings towards McDonald's.
Yeah. The In-N-Out Burger isn't even my depression food. It was just that it was there. It was like walking distance. It was the Harkins Theater. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna like walk over there like I'm some fucking hobo and like pick up a burger and then go back and then call my roadside assistants.
God.
And then it went to I texted my mom, was like, I could bring you sushi if you want. Is like, could you? And for like in half like, but you want to know what's the worst part about all this? Like when I started traveling back to my car after getting In-N-Out, I had like these fucking gnats that were like squirming all over my face. Like, well, not on my face, just like around it, like because they're bugs. Like
it's still not ideal though. That's not a fun time when that happens.
And I was just like, they'll probably just go away. For like another hour or two before I got home, they were still just like going there, and I was like struggling while talking to roadside assistants not to just yell "fuck off, you piece of shit, fucking gnats" or something like that. And yeah, it lasted for about an hour and a half. And yeah, and then I took a shower, and I felt like a piece of shit. And you know what's the most depressing thing I did?
What?
But you know what's the most depressing thing I did in this whole day? In that whole day?
What?
I didn't watch The Good Dinosaur. By the way,
that's your depression state. I have a feeling. I just imagine you like it's been a rough day. You have your In-N-Out Burger. You put on The Good Dinosaur.
No, I didn't watch Good Dinosaur to make myself feel better. Like,
I know, but that's just like well, this is my day now. Like I don't eat McDonald's to feel better. It does the opposite. It reminds you that you're a piece of shit.
To be honest, like. I have like a specific movie that I have now chosen as like my mental self-harm movie whenever I'm just like, wow, I feel like shit. I'm going to watch a shit movie and make fun of it, but I'll still be shit.
See, I have a movie that I watch whenever I feel down, or at least if I feel like crap, I watch this movie. Before I tell you what the movie is, I just want to go through some of the comments. Megan says, I love you, Nick. I love you too. She's also laughing at you, Luke, for the not putting two and two together. And then Caden said that you left your keys in your car because you were so excited to see the movie. Was that true?
Well, I was recording a thing for a movie, so that might have something to do with it.
One of your I love your new meme review style formats.
Oh, you're gonna love this one because I have a friend of mine made a meme specifically. That I asked them, is like, hey, could I use this meme that you made for this video? And it's like, yeah, sure. And it's a really dumb pun, but I love it.
That sounds like your life right there. Really dumb pun.
I am a pun in that. Joke about life sucks. I don't know. I couldn't think of a pun that.
God.
Look, I can do puns, I promise. I need time.
So, your story, I had something similar to that. We might have even talked about it on a podcast, I don't remember. But, because it was a while ago, I went to dinner at E.G.'s, and I parked my car right in front of one of the parking spots, literally right across from the door, walked in, ate dinner there, and then walked back to my car after eating dinner, went to start my car again. It wouldn't start. It turned out the battery had corroded while I was in E.G.'s.
That long? Really?
Well, it was going for a while, but that stopping point between having dinner at E.G.'s was the moment it chose to snap.
Yeah.
And my battery was just like, you know what? I've had a good life. I'm just going to die right here. So Had to wait like 2 hours for AAA to come by, get me a replacement battery. It was interesting.
Was it like fine up until then? Like when you're using the car, like did it seem like it worked?
For the most part, it was just kind of, it just was like, you know what? I'm pretty happy with my life, but I'm fine ending it here.
I have an idea. It's like this is how it would have gone if like I'm gonna be a personification of your car.
Okay.
So like how would you say it was your meal or whatever? Like how long you were there for?
It was like 30 minutes maybe.
Okay, so let's say, okay, you leave your car. It's like, all right, I'm feeling good. 15 minutes pass. And then it died at the end. Also, I fell out of my chair while doing that.
See, I bet my car has more Mountain Dew than I did, and it just had a heart attack then.
Oh.
It was that one day that instead of going to the gas station, I just went to Safeway and put a bunch of Mountain Dew in the car. That probably is what did it. It just had a heart attack after that.
That's actually funny. That reminds me, there was a VR game where you could do something like that.
Are you talking about the job simulator?
Yeah, job simulator.
That was a good one.
Just shove a bunch of like energy drinks down like the exhaust pipe. But yeah.
Anyway, so are you ready to get into our agenda we got here for today?
Sure, why not?
Alrighty, well, let me actually scroll down so I got it. Okay, so first on the list here under the movies category, we got the Hitman's Bodyguard. So how much do you know about this movie? Have you seen it yet? Are you anticipating it or what?
I have not seen it. I know about it. I know it's got Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson.
Which, before we talk about the movie, amazing combination. Like, whoever picked that duo, give them a raise.
Yeah, that was actually, I think that's a good idea for like a buddy cop film with those two. It was kind of a fun idea.
Deadpool and Nick Fury, always a good way to go.
More like Dick Fury, if you know what I mean. See, I got my puns back. All right, there we go. There we go. Anyways, but yeah, like, I don't know much about it except it's about a hitman's bodyguard, and it kind of looks like somewhere like kind of something like the Deadpool films, where it's like very irreverent, violent comedy.
Yes, and that's kind of
teacher recommended it to me.
Oh, okay.
It was our theater teacher. But yeah.
So
I might see it.
The interesting thing for me about that movie, when I first heard about it, before I saw the trailer, the first thing that came into my mind was The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And that was instantly the image I had for that movie until I saw the trailer. And then I was like, oh, it's not like that at all. Okay, gotcha. Total comedy. Gotcha. Okay.
You know what's actually funny? I had something like that, except I thought this was a sequel to the Hitman movies that are based off the games. So it's like,
that's amazing.
The Hitman's Bodyguard? Is it like a sequel with like new characters based on the Hitman games? I don't know. And I was like, oh, it's just Samuel Jackson, right?
Could you imagine a combination of our two ideas, where it's Agent 47, bald head, barcode, and everything? It's going just and I will always love you. 2 hours of that with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. I'd pay to see that movie.
I feel like they would use that song, honestly, in the movie as, like, during, like, a super over-the-top action sequence.
Could you? I would love that. Could you imagine slow-mo Ryan Reynolds, Samuel L. Jackson with that song going on? That would be amazing.
Yeah, with that specific song, that'd be great, actually.
That would be such a Deadpool move, too, which with Ryan Reynolds nowadays, he, having worked on that movie for 11 years, he is Deadpool at this point, right? In everything he does, you're basically hiring a non-murderous Deadpool to star in your movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just what he's become.
That is who he is now. He's not the Ryan Reynolds, he is the Deadpool.
It's kind of like that thing
Ryan Pool.
With, there's a couple actors out there like that. Like even Robert Downey Jr. in some of the interviews, you watch him and it's like, okay, so he's Tony Stark. Gotcha. So
that's what he's become now.
Yeah, just when you play a role for that long, you're not even method acting anymore. You're just the character in real life. There's no distinction between you and the character at this point other than superpowers or something along those lines.
That's actually, there's a couple of actors that I can think of that are like that. Like, Joe Pesci is the short, yelling Italian man to me, and will always be that.
But it's interesting to see actors like that. But next on the list, we got Logan Lucky, which I actually need to make sure.
Oh, yeah, which is the movie I got locked out after watching.
Yeah, so tell us your thoughts.
I was going to say locked. I was going to say locked in from. I was like, I didn't get locked in from the movie. I got locked in my car. Just like, what was I thinking? But I did see it, and the main reason I saw it was because it's got like a pretty famous director and good cast too. It's got director Steven Soderbergh, who I actually don't think I've watched anything from him, but he made Ocean's 11 and Magic Mike, so that's basically all you need to really know.
Wonder what kind of relationship he has with Channing Tatum then.
That's a good question. But yeah, it's got Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, and Daniel Craig as like a white-haired Southern accent.
His character just looks so weird, but it works. But like,
it's amazing. He doesn't even. I kind of forgot it was Daniel Craig.
Exactly.
Watching that movie.
That's kind of what I was about going towards. It's like you see him, and that does not look like Daniel Craig.
Yeah. And
whereas Channing Tatum is like, oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, like you see it's Channing Tatum, but yeah, like it's pretty funny actually. It's almost kind of like a satire of modern America, like Southern people and such. But it's actually pretty good, and it's got some really good performances, and is pretty nicely shot. Though I will say there are a lot of moments that feel very dry. I guess like they don't really. It takes them a while to get to the punchline of like the scene or whatever, and it just kind of seems to drag along at points.
Yeah,
but it's a good movie. It's pretty funny, and also Channing Tatum says cauliflower in a Southern accent, and that made me fucking laugh like out loud in theater.
So tell me, here's something I've been kind of confused about just watching the trailers. If you had to put it under one genre, what genre would that be?
I'd say kind of like a. Like the plot is a bank heist kind of thing, but the tone of it is a comedy. It is very much like a comedic thing.
Because from the trailers, I could not tell. That was the only thing I was a little skeptical on, because it had a lot of aspects of comedy, that heist, but it also tried hinting at it being a drama with the daughter, and it was just pulling all these different emotions that I couldn't figure out what it was going for.
Yeah, it is all in all like a comedy film with like bank heist elements in it. Okay. But yeah, it does have some really funny moments though that kind of poke fun at like aspects of society or whatever, you know, that thing.
Okay.
Like that. There's one scene that I think is really funny. If it's not really much of a spoiler, since it's just kind of like a little scene within the movie that doesn't say much about the characters, but it's just like a really funny moment to me, which was so Channing Tatum sees his kids at his wife's house, and you know, like he has the dad because like the two characters are divorced, and so he's like, so what are you gonna do with my kids today? And he's like, oh, we're gonna go take them to the Fast and Furious movie to see at the mall. And he kind of is a bit confused because he's like 7. Are you sure about that? It's like, nah, it's fine. It keeps you quiet. It's like, oh. And stuff like that. That's kind of like the kind of humor you get from this movie.
Interesting. Okay.
And also Channing Tatum saying cauliflower, because that was that like I watched it, I was like, what the fuck is happening when when that moment came up.
I do have to say that part of me wants to watch it and do a review of it purely for one joke I could make with the date night rate, is I could say, so Logan Lucky, is there a chance you'll get lucky after watching this movie on your date? Like,
oh, fuck off.
I reading the title just thought of that, and I'm like, dang it, do I have to watch it now?
If your name is Logan, maybe you'll get lucky.
So, final verdict, would you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Let's simplify it to that much.
I'll give it a thumbs up.
Okay.
It's not like a super high up. It's just like, it was good.
Yeah, if I had to choose, it would be an up type of thing.
Okay. Yeah, like, it's not a bad movie in any sense. Like, it's just kind of...
There's nothing spectacular about it.
It could have been cut down, I'd say, a good amount. Because, like, it felt a bit too long.
Alrighty.
But it was good.
One thing I just remembered that I totally forgot to do because I was reading the chat and never got back to it. The movie I watched on the kind of, like, bad day movie, Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, yeah, Silver Linings Playbook. Yeah, I remember. I still need to see that.
You haven't seen it yet? I need to show you that.
I've seen The Good Dinosaur, but I haven't seen Silver Linings Playbook.
Well, it's good to know you have your priorities in check.
Well, actually, can I just say one thing?
Go for it.
The Good Dinosaur is probably the worst Pixar film I've ever seen. It is really bad.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Silver Linings Playbook. If you have not seen it, fantastic movie. Go watch it. And that includes you, Luke.
Yeah, it's even me. Even my low priority ass.
Okay, next on the list, and this is a fun one. So, this is the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. They announced this a while back. This is the Star Wars spinoff that I've been begging for since they announced they would be doing Star Wars spinoff movies. But yeah, an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. I believe that's all they've really said on it, but most people are speculating it's going to be between 3 and 4. And,
yeah, like those ones.
My biggest hope for this movie is that I would love it if Star Wars took the risk and made this basically a sci-fi version of Logan.
Oh yeah, like, since he's becoming an old man.
Yes, like...
Look at my life.
I would love it if... Star Wars Rebels, I don't know if you ever saw that cartoon show. I heard it was good. Campy, but it's good. It's much campier than the Clone Wars, but it still has a lot of the really good moments, which is why I stopped watching the show and just watch scenes from it, just because I can't handle some of the stupid stuff in it, but there's a lot of good stuff as well. And one thing they did, which was really awesome, was they showed Obi-Wan and kind of a little taste of what he was doing between episodes 3 and 4, but it was at the point where Luke was about 7, and it actually was a rematch between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan Kenobi. But it was it's my favorite scene that came out of all of Rebels so far, was that scene right there. Because, and it's basically what I would love to see in an Obi-Wan movie. In fact, I would be totally fine if they just recreated that scene from Rebels in the new Obi-Wan movie, because it's so amazing. Let me describe it for you. So, keep in mind, after episode 3, Obi-Wan's hiding out on Tatooine, kind of watching over Luke. But imagine what that would be for his character. Having everyone in the religion of the Jedi, what he believed, all of his friends, being totally wiped out, almost overnight.
Yeah.
And the fact that it came from someone who he considered his brother. So,
yeah, it's like from Anakin.
Yeah, so this could be a really emotional film if done right. And the scene from Rebels involves, if you don't know, Darth Maul didn't technically die in Phantom Menace, which I wouldn't mind since Darth Maul is such a cool villain if he was the villain in the Obi-Wan movie, because that would be nice symmetry. They never explained that in the films, so I personally don't consider it canon, even though it is. Because I guarantee you 60 to 70% of the general audience who watches Star Wars still thinks he's dead, so I don't consider it canon. But anyway, moving on. In the scene from Rebels, Darth Maul has tracked Obi-Wan to Tatooine, and at first, they don't fight. It's literally a one-on-one conversation they have, where Darth Maul is kind of doing his thing, where he's kind of just doing the little subtle pokes at Obi-Wan, and starts kind of asking him questions, and eventually, through their conversation, which the whole time Obi-Wan's saying, look, I don't want to hurt you, just leave and we'll be cool. And Darth Maul's kind of just still poking the bear at this point, and eventually, Darth Maul pieces it together that Obi-Wan's here to protect someone, and that it might be Luke. Not that it's Luke, but it's someone around. In which case, Obi-Wan realizes Darth Maul knows too much, and draws his lightsaber, knowing that he has to now kill Maul so he can't get to Luke. Because how messed up could that be? Could you imagine if it became canon in Star Wars that Darth Maul found Luke and converted him to the dark side?
Yeah, that might... Oh, that's basically like a double Anakin there.
Yeah, but anyway, so Obi-Wan knows that he can't let that happen. He has to kill Darth Maul now, even though he doesn't want to. And guess how long their fight lasts?
How long?
About 4 seconds.
Oh,
It is, believe it or not, it's probably one of my new favorite fights in Star Wars of all time. Because when you break down the fight, you can see how dynamic it is. It's a Jedi and a Sith at their peak of knowledge. Maybe not speed, maybe not swiftness, but at their peak of knowledge. So one makes a move, and you can see the other one calculating the best block and then counterattack. And when you piece it together, what happens is Obi-Wan puts up a defensive thing, kind of a nice block, showing that he's ready to, be defensive. But then, after Darth Maul ignites his lightsaber, he changes his guard to Qui-Gon Jinn's standard guard.
Oh, okay. So, learning from his masters, kind of using their techniques.
For this. Darth Maul sees this, adjusts his offensive move to what he used to kill Qui-Gon with. He initiates it, swings his lightsaber towards it, and could you imagine, since Obi-Wan lost his master at a young age, he's been kind of grieving over it, so he's been anticipating a fight like this, so he knew that Darth Maul would use that attack and has been preparing a counterattack since his master died, and immediately just cut down Darth Maul as soon as he went for the attack that killed Qui-Gon Jinn.
Huh.
In 4 seconds, that fight happens.
4 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It's insanely dynamic.
Yeah, because it has some actual meaning to it, the way that it's presented.
But after watching that scene, that was the moment I was sold on them making an Obi-Wan movie. Because seeing that Obi-Wan would be so cool. Because, the wisdom that he has from all of his life experiences, from Qui-Gon's death, which must have been super traumatic for him, to having to teach this kid how to be a Jedi who was supposed to be the chosen one. He knew that going into it, that he would have to teach the person who was going to be the chosen one.
Yeah.
And then to have that person kill everyone in his religion. He's carrying some serious baggage.
Yeah, but a lot in that situation.
So, I'm so excited they announced this. I just want them to take the risk and not necessarily make this one for the kids. It doesn't have to be rated R. In fact, I want it to be rated PG-13. I don't want Obi-Wan to just be throwing out F-bombs or something.
Yeah,
but what I want is for them to not make it like they usually do and have it be all about the toys, all about the action. I want to see maybe 1 or 2 lightsaber fights, and then that's all the lightsabers.
Yeah, and also, in a way that isn't, a super cheesy kind of way, some of the other Star Wars films have been somewhat more, theatrical, whereas this one should probably be a bit more
I wanted to have that
grounded,
same feel as Logan. Because at this point, Obi-Wan is very broken. And I want to see that. I don't want them to cheese out, have a comic relief android or Ewok type creature or something like that. I want to be Obi-Wan and just a personal story of him. Him trying to move on from Anakin joining the dark side and focus on protecting Luke.
Yeah, it's a lot more serious in tone. And, well, I hope they do that, but also gotta remember, it kind of seems like the way that they make Star Wars movies, at least from what I've seen so far, is that it kind of goes a specific, style and also tone. It still, most of them are kind of cheesy, the 2 new ones that we saw in some ways.
Well, and so, even Rogue One wasn't that bad. If they just went the next step on Rogue One and applied that to Obi-Wan, because let's be honest, Rogue One was kind of a nice war movie.
Yeah.
So if instead of going for the war movie genre, they do a Star Wars Logan style, that would be cool.
Yeah. I hope they do that. I feel like that would be a bit more interesting in style than a generic Star Wars film, but about Obi-Wan.
But even in Rogue One, they had the sarcasm-free robot, which I don't know how a character like that would fit in with an Obi-Wan Logan-style movie.
Yeah.
So the side characters are where I worry about a Logan-type movie.
Kind of same here.
The other thing I would love to see is, because I'm a believer in the Obi-Wan Rey theory, that Rey is the descendant of the Kenobis. That would be really cool, because you look at the timing of this. They're announcing this right before Episode 8 comes out. And in Episode 7, Obi-Wan was the voice that Rey heard in her vision. So could you imagine if they revealed in Episode 8 that Rey was a descendant of Obi-Wan, and then put out an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie right afterwards?
Ooh, yeah.
That's why I'm hoping the series is true, because the timing of it seems legit.
Yeah, like it seems like it would fit. Also, another thing that would actually support that theory is, like, I heard some people think that, like, Luke is Rey's father, but Rey is British, and, you know, Luke isn't, I guess. I don't know where I'm going with this. It doesn't actually make sense, but, like, Obi-Wan's also British, I guess. So there could be a connection there, maybe.
There's so many little things, because there's a time when I was just going through all the series out there for everything, really, but especially the why Obi-Wan could be Rey's father or grandfather or something along those lines. And there's a lot of things that hint at it. But I don't want to dig into all that right now. I think we might have talked about it on a podcast. I don't remember, but anyway.
Maybe.
Well, kind of where I'm going with that, I think timing-wise, it would make a lot of sense, and that could be another thing they show in the movie. Who is the love interest for Obi-Wan that becomes Rey's mother or grandmother or so on?
Yeah. Oh, maybe we'll find out soon in the Obi-Wan movie.
Yeah, because there's a lot of series from Star Wars The Clone Wars, because, believe it or not, Obi-Wan had a love interest in that show.
Oh, and what show?
Star Wars The Clone Wars.
Oh, I stopped watching that after a while.
I did, but then I started rewatching it. And yeah, there was one character who there was some serious chemistry on, and I don't remember exactly what was going on, but you could tell that they were having a relationship, but we don't know how far that relationship went.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just think that's a really interesting series that I hope they do. And just the fact that after Episode 7 came out, Daisy Ridley was saying she thought everyone would be able to figure out who Rey's parents were, but they couldn't. Everyone was saying Luke. So that's why I think the Luke option is out of the table, because she says that, like, yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of people who are guessing it right. And granted, I knew who Rey's lineage came from, and I thought it would be a really easy piece together, which I think she's pulling from the fact that Obi-Wan was one of the voices in Rey's flashback.
Yeah. Well, maybe it will be.
I want to look up what his line is, because Ian McGregor also is a perfect age to play Obi-Wan in a movie that takes place between episodes 3 and 4. So,
yeah,
I think it would work, but let me see. Quote, Star Wars 7. Okay. Dylan, such a great gaming section. Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to get you on here. Just because I think the gaming section works perfectly for you, Dylan. But let me see. What is the quote he had? Alright, I might look at this while we're doing something else. Oh, wait, no, wait. Oh, yeah, this is a really long article. Okay. I'll read that when we talk about something else. But, do you have anything to add on the Obi-Wan movie? What do you hope it will be like?
Pretty much something kind of like you said, where it's a bit more serious in tone and is, something that kind of hopefully ties up some stuff with Obi-Wan and in between the prequels and the original films. But I'm excited for it, and I really like Ewan McGregor, so
Oh yeah, I love Ewan McGregor.
Yeah. More like he be doing McGregor.
That one was a bit of a reach. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay, I got a better one.
Okay, go for it.
You walk down the street, you see Ewan McGregor, you say hi, and he says, "Hi, how you doing, McGregor?"
That one was a little bit better, but still was not great.
At least it was an improvement, okay? Oh. Anyways, so is there anything next on movie stuff that we have?
Yeah. Well, one thing I want to find, apparently, So, I'm not confirming this, but it looks like Obi-Wan's main line in the flashback of Episode 7 it's kind of funny, because it's one of the most quoted ones from the prequel trilogy, no. But one of the no ones, where they
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I was hoping it was going to be like something like, hello there.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be something like, oh yeah, I banged your mom, and you're my kid.
Oh, hey.
Anyway.
No, hey, I got a joke for you. So like Rey is having a vision. It's like, what do I do now? I can't find my father. And the ghost of Obi-Wan walks up to Rey and says, hello there. I'm sorry.
That'd be pretty good.
I've been reading too much of the fucking prequel memes on Twitter, so that's gonna...
Well, okay, we can't go on with this for too long, but I just thought of another one.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, bangs someone who becomes Rey's mother. Then he leaves to go with Luke, then dies. And then Rey gets born, and then the mom asks the daughter, hey, which Rey did your dad go? Oh, I know what I can name you now.
God damn it. Which Rey did your dad go?
Anyway, going on to the gaming scene here. One that I'm very excited for. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Ooh, yeah. Uncharted.
Which, I just want to say, we talked about this like a little bit, I believe, in the last podcast. Either that or it was right after the podcast ended. I don't remember if it was on camera or not. But The Lost Legacy is really cool because it's a DLC for Uncharted 4. But it's basically its own game, which is so cool to me.
Yeah. It's like its own little, like, specific story rather than like, oh, here's the same story but with like an added bit. Whereas this one, like,
and I'm so glad they didn't do what Halo did and put it out as its own game, because like Halo ODST was supposed to be a DLC for Halo 3, but instead they put it out as its own $60 game.
Oh god, I remember
if it was a DLC, then I would be okay with it. The fact that it was a game was the stupidest thing Bungie's done ever. Because it's not worth $60. I wouldn't even pay $20 for that game. Yeah. It's a horrible game, and I say that as a hardcore Halo fan.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of actually doubt you on the worst thing Bungie has done, because didn't they make Destiny or something?
Well, yes, they made Destiny, but Destiny Year 1, not great, but after Year 1, it's been a really good game.
I meant just like the exponential amount of hype that they build up for the game, and then the first day release.
Their hype is a little bit overboard.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even say that's so much their fault. I mean, again,
I guess,
Destiny Year 1, still way better than Halo ODST. If you had to...
alright.
If you said that I had to either A, play Halo ODST every day for a month, or play Destiny Year 1 every day for a year, I would still pick Destiny Year 1 over Halo ODST. ODST is the only game I don't own, and that's only because I refuse to pay money for it.
Because it's basically just DLC.
Yeah, it's... Oh my gosh, it's so... So first off, what do you know about Halo ODST?
I actually played it when I was younger, but the thing was, I was at a point where I didn't pay much attention to story in games, so I was like, it's Halo and Master Chief.
Well, Master Chief's not even in that game. So
yeah, that's see what I mean?
yeah,
I had to know what the fuck was going on, so it's like, eh.
I'm fine with them not putting Master Chief in every Halo game. In fact, Halo Reach is my favorite Halo game. But what ODST did is you're playing as ODSTs, I believe, in the battle between Halo 2 and Halo 3.
Yeah. But
it's so weird because it's told non-linearly, and you play as all the different ODSTs. With that said, it is the most boring game ever. Each level is basically them trying to give a story to you just mindlessly killing grunts and brutes in the same basic map, more or less.
Oh. So there'll be like, story.
Because it's all a city. It's all this closed down city, basically. So you're just walking around. So you crash land. It's been about 24 hours after you landed. You were asleep that whole time, apparently. So the first level is you going, what? Where am I? What happened? Why is nobody on comm?
Where am I?
And you spend about 10 minutes walking to the second level. Then you start the next level, find out what happened to another character, which is that character walking around the city shooting people. And then it ends.
Yeah.
And you go back to that person you started as and walk 10 minutes to the next level. That's the entire game. And with that said, it is so buggy. I've watched several playthroughs, and this isn't a one-time thing. This happened to multiple people, where they go and start a level, and then it sends them back to a previous level earlier in the game. Like, they'll be on level 5, or mission 5 or whatever, and they start it, and they play mission 2, and then get out of mission 2, and have to play 3, 4, 5.
Huh.
Like, there's so many cases of that. I've seen so many cases in that game where you're fighting an enemy, and you're clearly shooting them, and it's not hurting them, or things like... It's such a buggy game.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to work very well.
There's so much about that game that just makes me go, and that's why I will never pay money for it.
Yeah. By the way, I looked up review stuff, and I just find it funny because it kind of feels like how ratings for games have been going on, like, still now, but, like, basically just 8s, 9s, and 10s.
For what?
For ODST.
8, 9s, and 10s?
8, 9s, and 10s.
Okay, they can suck my dick. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, Uncharted The Lost Legacy. They're doing it the way Bungie should have. It looks fantastic. If I had a PlayStation, 100% would get that DLC. $40, and I guarantee you it's worth every dollar of that. So if you have a PlayStation, you have Uncharted 4, get the DLC.
I don't have a PS4. I got a PS2 though, so if I got 2 PS2s and combine them when I get a PS4.
Could you imagine if that's how it worked? You bought 2 PS2s and you just got out like a screwdriver and a hammer and just took them apart and rebuilt it into a PlayStation 4.
No, it's like I take the in bit of the power bar and just like smush it together with like the other like aspect, and it just like merges and they just like form into pure energy and just like transform into a PS4. And then you want to know what I'd say then?
What?
I don't have a TV to play this on. I have a tube TV. I don't have HDMI.
That's very true. That would be... I don't even know what that would look like to play on a tube TV.
Imagine like something like
a game like Uncharted. That I think Uncharted is one of the games that can be 4K. I'm not entirely sure on that,
like,
though.
Imagine
playing a 4K
Uncharted
game on a
360p.
tube TV. Yeah, like, what would that look like?
I don't know, actually. I mean, like, DVDs look fine, so maybe like 480 or something, but yeah, just... But considering the type of PS2 I have, actually probably not, because then the sound would go to shit. Because that's what happened when I tried watching Blade Runner on it recently.
Ugh.
Is that, like, I was watching it, just like, they would talk, and it's like... every once in a while. Like, I just feel like, God damn it, I gotta move the cords again. It's like the headphone problem, like when you plug it in and it's like the cord has been torn so much that you gotta like twist it and like maneuver in a way where it works. That's what I had to do with the fucking cords from my PS2. But whatever.
All right.
At least it works.
On to the next game, we got Madden 2018 coming out. Which are you a fan of Madden or any of the other sports video games?
I do not know the football. I do not know. By the way, if you don't mind, I literally have not a single interest in Madden, and my clothes have just got out of the washer. So I'm going to quickly do that right now, if you don't mind.
Go do that, and I'm going to talk about Madden.
I'm sorry. Sorry to leave you alone.
So, all by myself. Anyway, so Madden, I'm a fan of football in general. Madden is one of the games that I'll play. I don't play particularly often, but I'll play it. In fact, I have a Madden game. I haven't bought one in a long time, but I do have one. It's like, let me see what year it is. It is Madden, there it is. Yeah, Madden 2007. So, but no, I enjoy it, and my question I'll have for Luke when he gets back, and any of you watching can go ahead and answer this question if you so please. What do you think of the sports-related games, where they just basically can copy and paste the game, change the graphics, adjust the roster, and call it a new game for that year? Like, because that's really all they really do. I mean, they do some other things to try and go, no, but look. But in reality, all they, I guess, have to do is update the roster and say, oh, well, this is the 2018 Madden. This is the 2019 Madden, and so on and so forth. It's kind of like what Call of Duty is doing, but, you know, Call of Duty is trying to be more innovative than that. Whether or not they're succeeding is up to you, but Madden is a game that's very easy to produce, considering they can literally copy-paste, make some changes, and call it a new game, sell it for $60. It's definitely a very profitable industry, especially because a lot of people are going to buy it and play it. So, yeah, I'm a fan of the Madden games, I'd say, and let me just turn Luke's audio down since he's not gone, and I think he has speakers on. But yeah, I'm a fan of the Madden games, I'd say, but I haven't bought one. Okay, so Luke, here's the question I have for you.
Yeah?
So, what do you think of the fact that, considering Madden, they put out a game every year, the fact that really all they have to do is copy and paste the previous year's game, update the roster, and maybe clean up the graphics a little bit. And then that's a new game they can sell at $60. I compare it to what Call of Duty does, only Call of Duty, they try and change it up a little bit. Whether or not they succeed is up to you, but Call of Duty, they try and change it up more. Whereas the Madden games and the FIFA games, all they really have to do is update the roster. And they can sell it as a new $60 game.
You want to know what I think about that? That's what I think.
I literally heard nothing from that.
God damn it. I had a fart coming and I was hoping it would come through the mic, but didn't. But that's what I feel about it, is a fart into a microphone.
Because, like, I get it.
That was so pointless.
It's definitely a profitable industry, I'll give them that. Because people are going to buy that game every year.
Yeah, because football.
Yeah. Personally, I don't know if it's worth $60 every year, considering the fact, like, they go out of their way. They make the character models super accurate. Like, I've seen it behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's an intense process, so I'll give them that. But still, like, the fact that you got them really just having to copy and paste it over from game to year. Game. Okay, hold on. They added a lot of new features this year and are opening up to more esports. Yeah, esports I heard about, which I'm excited for. But
that's a bit like Inception there.
Right?
Esport about a game where you play sports.
Well, it's one of the international competitions. Is opening up esports to be a category of gaming, that you can go and play competitively against the other countries. And the Olympics is currently actually debating whether or not they want to add esports to the Olympics. But the level right below the Olympics has esports already as a sport, and I want to say it's either them or a different group is trying to decide between FIFA or Madden as a sport that can be played competitively and internationally.
Yeah.
I'd personally, if I had to vote, I would say FIFA is a better sport, because soccer's a more international sport than American football. But,
yeah. Now that's real football.
Exactly. So, I'm glad they're adding a lot of new features, but still, I'm I don't know. I haven't played any of the newer ones, so I'm not the best person to answer whether or not it's worth $60. But if you're a fan of football, if you're a fan of Madden, then definitely pick it up. I'd probably, granted, again, I haven't bought a Madden game in 10 years. I wouldn't buy it every year. I'd buy like every 3 to 5 years a new Madden game, and then it's probably worth $60. Because by then it's changed enough, I'd feel, in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just looking at games like Uncharted 4, for example, where they're selling it at $60, and Madden, where they're also selling it at $60, that's where I have a little moral dilemma of, okay, Uncharted, they probably slaved over for 2 years, had a really massive team of writers, scripts. It's two totally different style of games. But yeah, I just don't know. My personal answer, I guess, would be oh my god. So, Dylan from Dylan Playz, he said he just paid $80 for this year's Madden game.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that good or bad? I mean, like...
No, he's a huge Madden fan. In fact, that's a lot of what he plays on his channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember you mentioned that.
Yeah, but again, like Madden, NBA, FIFA, those are the games I wouldn't buy every year, but I'd say are worth the $60 if you plan on buying them every like 3 years. That's my feeling.
I kind of honestly feel interested to see like what it looked like in the GameCube era of Madden compared to like now.
And just to make this clear, to be honest, I also kind of feel that same way about Call of Duty. Is that, I wouldn't buy a Call of Duty every year. If every 3 years they put out one that you're like, I haven't bought a Call of Duty game in a while, sure, I'll get the updated graphics, weapons, what have you. Go for it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay $60 for a Call of Duty game every year. Again, though, that's just me. If you're a fan of the campaign, or you're a hardcore multiplayer person, then sure, go for it. But just to the general audience, the Madden, NBA, FIFA games, and the Call of Duty games aren't necessarily a game you need to buy every year.
Yeah, they're just kind of like, they might as well be the same by like a 1 year span, maybe different by 4 years, depending on like new people or whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our list right now that we have for movies, gaming, etc. So what we're going to be doing for Not For Families Game Night is something we haven't done for a while, and I think it's been enough time. We used to do this all the time, which is why I decided we needed a break, but I think it's been a good enough amount of time. We're going to be playing some Mad Libs.
Yeah, boy.
So let me go ahead here,
really
pull up that. Alright, we good? Hold on. No, I need, which slate? This one. There we go. Okay. So there we go. We got Mad Libs. And Luke, just like we normally do, we're going to take turns here. So do you want to go first or shall I?
I'll let you go first so I can get some better bearings of what I should say.
Yeah, because I did not prepare for this whatsoever. Normally I do. This time, nope.
Neither do I.
An adjective, which is a describing word. I'm going to go with cheesy.
Alright.
Oh, and we have to remember, actually, before I totally go for that, we should try and do things that relate it to this episode of the podcast. That's always fun.
Yeah. Alright.
If we can. We don't have to do that for all of them, but if there's an opportunity, we should take it. I can't think of any good adjectives for something we talked about in the podcast, so I'll just go with cheesy.
Yeah, I did say cheesy about some of the Star Wars films, though.
Okay, then that works.
Don't add me on that.
Luke, a noun.
The Good Dinosaur.
Awesome. Should it be Good Dinosaur or The Good Dinosaur?
Just put in The Good Dinosaur.
Okay.
That's the name.
Oh, and let me tell you the title for this. Runaway Bride Proposal Ad.
Ooh. Oh no.
Okay, so number. Number is 24 since it's episode 24. That makes sense. Luke, another noun.
Before I get into that, I thought of something that's funnier than 24.
What?
25. Sorry.
Okay, anyway. That was a good one. I give you credit for that.
Yay, finally.
Alright, give me another noun.
Road assistance. Just see how that...
Okay, fair one. Okay, and now I have to pull up another adjective out of my butt.
Booty hole.
Ooh. Okay, here's one. What's the best way to describe this? When we're talking about the Obiwan Kenobi movie, kind of a Logan-y, like, would it be Logan-Y? Is that a good one, Logan-y, or Logan-esque?
Yeah.
What's the best way of saying that?
I'd say Logan, like capital Logan, and then with a dash and then Y.
Okay, cool. I'll do that then.
Logan-y, lucky, more like.
Okay, Luke, a verb.
A verb, something that I do. Locking out. Is that the verb?
Yeah, that should work.
Stretch?
It's a stretch, but I think it'll work.
Alright. Cool.
Okay, my turn. A noun. What's a good noun we can pull from? How about... Let's go Bodyguard.
Alright.
And, okay, Luke, it's your turn, but I'm going to give you, kind of some guidelines on this one. It's body part, but knowing us, it has to be genitalia, right?
Well, I got
some
one
kind
that
of something like that. Yeah. What is yours?
I got something that's not genitalia that could work. That is some way involved with the podcast.
Okay.
Prosthetic arm.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Because in Logan Lucky, Adam Driver's character has a and
yeah, that's
his
true.
Character. I'm actually kind of excited to see where this goes.
All right, let's do that. How do you still spell prosthetic again? I just don't want to mess it up.
Just a second. Let me look it up.
I'll Google it and I'll copy it over.
I'll Google it. I'll Google it. Google it.
Here we go. I got it. Okay. Prosthetic arm.
I just thought of something also. Did you hear your own voice coming out of my headphones, possibly through my mic? God damn it. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just turned you down while you were away. Okay, next up. I have to do... Oh, gosh, I have to do another adjective. Gosh, dang it.
Put in, like, stinky, because I was stinky while I was waiting to get road assistance.
Sure. That's Dinny. That's Dinny. Stinky. Okay, let's do this. Go mad. Okay, here we go. Look.
I've already done that many years ago.
Look, I guarantee there'll be cheesy times. I guarantee that at some, the Good Dinosaur 24, or both of us, is going to get what we want out of this road assistance. But I also guarantee that if I don't ask you to be Logan-y, I'll be locking out of it for the rest of my bodyguard, because I know my prosthetic arm. You're the stinky one for me.
Oh boy.
Hold on, I want to reread that sentence here. Because I know in my prosthetic arm, you're the stinky one for me. Never say that to a girl ever, please.
In my prosthetic arm.
That was good. That was also really short. Let's do another one.
Yeah.
Because, we got, we're out of time, but let's do another one, because that was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead. Is it just here? Yes, okay. Ooh, what's a good one here? I'll give you some options here. There's, Romeo and Juliet prologue, love letter, war, or dragons. Let's go between those. I'm gonna go. Or My Dream Man.
I'm gonna go with war. I feel like you could get some good stuff out of that.
Okay. We have to do. I didn't notice that before because it's a new one. We have to do My Dream Man at some point. Because that could be horrible. Okay, I'll let you go first this time. Give me a noun.
Let me think. Geico.
Oh, I
think
don't totally.
You might know why I put that in.
Did I spell them right? Yes, I did it. Oh no, I didn't. It's E then I. Okay. Geico. My turn for a noun. Let's see here. What did we talk? Oh, let's go with Ray.
Rare. It's so rare.
Okay.
Shine.
Luke, another noun.
Let me think. I'm trying to think of like a noun that I haven't used already. Key.
You're really holding on to this car thing.
I mean, I have a theme going on. I might as well go with it. Unless if I can't find anything else.
Okay, occupation. Let's go with Hitman, because that's kind of topical for this podcast.
Yeah.
Luke, a verb.
A verb, let me think. Robbing.
Alright.
Because of Logan Lucky.
Yep.
They robbed him just kidding.
I have to give a place. Let's go with Tatooine.
Tatooine. What if you get a tattoo on Tatooine? Would you get a Tatooine tattoo?
I really hope so.
That'd be cool. That would be the name of it.
Luke, a verb ending in ed. Ed.
That's a good one, actually. I don't know. Duped. Because you were duped when you bought Halo 3 ODST.
Okay. Okay, I have to give a noun. Okay, because we didn't get our genitalia in on the last one. I want to use some genitalia here. Hold on. What's the most... You have to be smart about this. I can't just say boobs.
Say 3-inch wiener.
Okay, that's actually a good one. 3-inch wiener.
That's. I was talking to a friend online once while we were watching a movie, and he said that The Good Dinosaur was a good movie, and I jokingly said, "Suck my 3-inch wiener," and he's like, "Okay, I will." And then he left for like 5 minutes, and then came back. He's like, "I did it."
Okay, give me a verb ending in ing.
Sucking.
Okay, perfect.
There you go.
I'm glad that you did that right after 3-inch wiener.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to give
I got a text about hoagie rolls. Hoagie rolls. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. I have to give a plural noun. Let's go with oh, I had one. What was it? Spin-off. That's it.
Spin-off. Oh. Spin-off the top of the landline.
Yeah. Luke, give me a noun.
A noun? Let me think. And just a noun, not anything else added to it?
Yeah, just a noun. Any old noun. Doesn't even have to relate to the podcast on this one, I'd say.
Obiwan. And spell Obiwan with a Q instead of a W.
Oh, gotcha.
Obi-Wan.
There we go. Okay. And then emotion. I mean, Raphael's not here, so I'm going to just go depression. Depression. Aww. And go mad. Okay. War. Hold on. Gotta get rid of that. It was during the Battle of Geico when I was running through a ray when a key went off right next to my platoon. Our hitman yelled for us to robbing to the nearest Tatooine we could find. When we got to the Tatooine, we duped to start a fire. As we're starting the fire, the enemy saw the 3-inch wiener from the fire and started sucking spin-offs at us. We all quickly ducked behind the Obiwan at Tatooine and returned fire. We quickly eliminated the enemy and were depression that we had won the battle.
And we're depression that we had won.
Okay.
They saw the 3-inch wiener.
Yeah, that's got to be the best line here. We duped to start a fire. As we were starting the fire, the enemy saw the 3-inch wiener. That's it right there.
It's like a halo of light encapsulates like one of the guys on the ground accidentally got his 3-inch wiener out. It's like they saw me. They're blinded by its beautifulness.
I just imagine seeing a 3-inch wiener just surrounded by fire.
I like to think it's like someone is like about to like look at it's like I wonder if you have a wiener, and then like they pull out an actual like meat wiener, like a hot dog. It's like, what the fuck? All
right, well, that's gonna be it for the J4U Podcast. So thank you guys for watching this episode 24. Next episode is 25. We're gonna have to do something special for that, so we'll figure it out.
25.
But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with all your friends, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Stay classy.
Yeah.
Later. Woo!
3-inch wiener.